Joining me now with the latest on Aretha Franklin and her health, of course her legacy as well, is music journalist, author, and host of Debatable on SiriusXM, Alan Light. Alan, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so we know that over the past few years she has battled several health issues. Yeah. Some of them related to her weight, but this past year things sort of took a turn. Yeah,
there have been various false alarms, various moments that seemed like crises, really for the past almost 10 years or so. But it does seem like we're now talking about a grave situation that we're just sort of waiting to see what shakes out. But
do we have any details about her health right now?
I mean, cancer is what is I guess has been confirmed and discussed, that she is in hospice, that she is at home and surrounded by family, and everybody's just kind of waiting it out at this point. And I don't think we'll hear anything until there's significant news one way or the other.
Right. In the meantime, we're all sort of listening to her music, going back over this remarkable life. When you have a decades-long career, your music becomes the soundtrack of a nation's development, and of course you always come back to Respect.
It's a fine place to go back to.
Yeah.
And I think on so many levels, I mean, the way that Aretha took this song Respect that Otis Redding had written and transformed it into such a personal and singular statement that became a civil rights anthem, an anthem for women from generation to generation. And we heard, DJ Khaled opened the Beyonce and Jay-Z show with it, and I know every one of those people in that stadium could sing that song.
Yeah, the thing about Otis Redding's version, and he is a legend, Otis Redding, right? But it sort of reinforced the status quo, right? A man singing about a woman.
Right.
When Aretha Franklin not only sang it, but, changed it up, right?
I absolutely took that song and turned it into something. I mean, Otis Redding at the Monterey Pop Festival, of course, sang that song, introduced it as, "This girl took this song away from me."
She did.
That became her song, and even he knew that.
Yeah.
But to the world, it was something that people returned to over and over again, and she had that kind of power. She transferred that sort of energy to all her listeners everywhere.
Completely. And the timing was so perfect in terms of what was happening here in this country, the civil rights movement, and then later on, the feminist movement embraced those lyrics. And she was welcomed that.
Well, and front and center.
Yeah.
Somebody who was involved in the civil rights movement, who, even when her songs were not explicitly political or social in what they were, the fact that, we think of her as she had this voice that was like this superpower. We think of singers as they have this gift, but Aretha Franklin is such an astonishing musician, piano player, arranger, songwriter. This wasn't just like a lightning bolt that came to her. There was a musicality and a training where she was able to take these songs and really deliver something so impactful and so personal that they were, they were timeless statements.
And decade after decade after decade, though, I mean, you saw her just last year.
I saw her last year. She was magnificent. And the later shows were a little hit or miss. You didn't know what you were going to get. But the subtlety and the nuance, I mean, look, this is, the first woman inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. When Rolling Stone did the list of the 100 greatest singers of all time, Aretha Franklin was #1 on that list. And she was still able to get up and deliver these songs with nuance and with power, and could still make you cry and could still make you scream.
Well, we are praying for her. I know all her fans are praying for her.
As we said, there have been some near misses. We hope that maybe there can be some good news this time.
We know for sure the music lives on forever.
Absolutely.
Alan Light, thank you very much.
Thank you, Emery.